Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D Coin Channel, and we're going to talk about the Buffalo nickel from 1934 and 1935. We're also going to talk about what happened in 1930, 31, 32, and 33, and where the Buffalo nickel came from. And this is one of the old nickels, the old V nickels that they had until 1912. When the Buffalo nickel came out. That's just kind of the beautiful nickel. So they had the Victory nickels, and then they came out with the Buffalo nickels. And then in 1930, as the Depression was just starting to hit, and this is a 1930 Buffalo nickel, you see the amalgam of the Indian chiefs. This is 3 or 4 different Indian chiefs images that they put together here. Liberty in the front, and down here, this is where the date is 1930. On these, they call them Buffalo nickels because of the back. It says United States of America on the back, E pluribus unum here, 5 cents here. And if there is a mint mark, it'll be right down here between the E and the C on 5 cents. And we'll show you that on one of the other coins. They made $28.2 million between the Philadelphia Mint and the San Francisco Mint. But then in 1931, here's a picture of that 1931S from the PCGS website, and it's just a beauty. And look at that, just amazing coloring. And guess what it sold for? This is a Mint State 67. Mint State 67 sold for $63,250. And when I say you can see the dates better on the best coins, you really can. And you can actually see the different striations in the hair. You can see the feathers. Look at that back on there, just incredible back. And then way down here you can see the S. And remember, in 1931, they only made the S. If you want to find out the current value on the PCGS website, all you do is go over here to the side and scroll down, and you can get the numbers down here at the bottom. You can see a Mint State 65, $375. Over here there's an arrow that'll take you over to see what the highest value ones are, and you'll see that they've found 18 at Mint State 67 that are worth $20,000, and they think that a Mint State 67 Plus is worth at least $30,000. They don't have one listed here, but that means that there is one somewhere when they put this up on PCGS, but we don't know where it is, and we don't have a picture of it. All right, let's get back to our coins. And we don't have the 1931 here. Costs right around $20. I see one on eBay right now for $16 or $18. But so here's that one. As you can see, it's listed for $15.71. I don't know this seller. You can see it's up here. Hundreds of rare gem and proof. 34,000 sales, 99.9% positive. Probably a good seller with those kind of ratings. And then if you look at the back of this one, all you need to do to go to look at the back is look there, and then you can see very well the S on there. There is one for under $20. Doesn't happen very often. And if you're willing to spend $20, you can get a pretty good 1931. They went from $28.2 million in 1930 to $1.2 million in 1931. And that makes the 1931 nickels at a low grade much more valuable because there's just not many of them. And the 1931 nickels were all made in San Francisco. In 1932 and in 1933, these are the nickels they made. None. The United States was deep into the Depression by then. They didn't need as many nickels as they'd made in 1930 and 31, and so they just left those out there. In fact, they hadn't even distributed them all. You could buy rolls of 1930 nickels probably until about 1934. Some of them you could get through the U.S. Mint. So in 1930, $28.2 million. 1931, $1.2 million. 1932 and 1933, none at all. In 1933, a nickel could buy a loaf of bread. It was only 5 cents to ride the subway in New York City in 1933, 1934. So here's a 34, and again, you see many of these have dates that are hard to distinguish. We can see the 34, and we can see the tail coming off the back of the 4 sideways there, so we know it's a 34. And let's see what the mint mark is on this one. Again, no mint mark on this one. It means it's a Philadelphia. Philadelphia, 1934, they went way back up again. 20.2 million. The auction record is 12,000 for the Philadelphia 1934. At a Mint State 65, they're worth $275. At a Mint State 67 plus, PCGS grades them at $11,000, and they found 12 of them. It's not very frequently that you can have 12 of any U.S. coin and have it still worth over $10,000. So the 1934 Philly can be very, very valuable. The 1934 Denver will have a D down here, right in there. And they made $7.5 million at Denver. The auction record is $23.5 million. PCGS says a Mint State 65 is worth $525, and a Mint State 67 is worth $20,000 plus. They don't actually have a value on the Mint State 67. I believe they've only found one. 1935, we start getting back to the big numbers for the nickels. At the Philadelphia Mint in 1935, they made $58.26 million. A Mint State 65, $120, but they found a Mint State 68 plus at the Philadelphia Mint. It's worth $50,000 for the one, and an auction record is actually $57.5. So they're definitely out there. They've also found a double die reverse on the 1935 Philly, and the double die reverse will be down here in the 5 cents. I'll be honest with you, I've looked at them online and I really can't tell what the double die is, especially when you get a coin that's worn like this. I don't think you could tell if it's a double die or not, but they do have them, and you can look at them online. The most expensive double die reverse went for $104,000 at the Bowers and Messina auction in 07. PCGS currently has graded a Mint State 65. There's 3 of those they've graded, and they are worth about $32,500. At the San Francisco Mint in 1935, you can tell it because it has the S here. They made $10.3 million. So $58 million at Philly, $10.3 million at San Francisco. The auction record is $15,275 for the San Francisco one. And then they also made these at the Denver Mint. At Denver, they made $12 million. So $80 million between the three mints in 1935, up from 0 Buffalo nickels made in 32, 0 Buffalo nickels made in 33, and only 1.2 million made in 1931. All right, so these are out there. You can often get these very cheaply if you can't see the date on them. But if you want to get a good date and a good-looking coin, you're probably going to be talking for any of these in between $20 and $40. And if you get to the 1931s, you could be talking much more than that if you want to get a good-looking 1931. All right, that's all we have today from the Big D Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.